cue the wind machine for the 80s music video. Yes!
When I came here, he was about a 5, but you've been acting a little more dad-like recently, so let's say a 7.
Man. Emma, like Emma Peel. That sounds like it.
Emma like Emma Watson.
Oh, was she the redhead from Doctor Who? The Morgan Car Company in Malvern, England is the only car company in the world, I think, that is still owned by the original family. So I think it's really cool that a Morgan like this can connect with a family and their love and Genius Garage in the future for young engineers. I can't thank you enough.
I just can't. I'm so excited to see what's in store for it.
What's up, people? So today we have got the truck and trailer and we're on a road trip for Genius Garage because a very nice family reached out to us and there was their grandfather, their late grandfather, had bought a beautiful classic car and had it restored. And sadly, he passed away before he ever got to see the car. And it's been with the family for quite a number of years. And I got an email about it. And it was funny because in my past, these people reached out to me about the car and maybe they were selling it or something like that. And we never connected, but I forgot all about it. That was years ago. But long story short, the young person in the family had been watching this YouTube channel and following what's going on with Genius Garage. They love what Genius Garage is and giving young people opportunities and cars. And they, long story short, decided to donate the car to Genius Garage. And I'm really excited. And not just excited about the car, but I think it's more profound in that meaning that's behind this. And the fact that a historic car that otherwise might be just relegated to history or a collection or a museum is something that's going to be able to teach and be hands-on and inspire directly at Genius Garage for years to come. So we're here with some students. What's up, people? Hey. You're so quiet. The dude in the back. Let's look at the dude in the back. We call him Kenny Loggins, like 1980s Kenny Loggins, which is awesome. In fact, we got to cue the wind machine for the 80s music video. Yes! Yes, 80s wind machine. Danger zone. All right, whoop, it's getting worse. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so I'm not funny. Okay, let's bring up this conversation, you guys. Scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst. How bad is the quality of my dad jokes?
It depends on how you scale the bad and worst.
Just in your opinion. Am I pretty bad with dad jokes?
See, I like bad dad jokes, so...
Do I make them a lot?
When I came here, he was about a 5, but you've been acting a little more dad-like recently, so let's say a 7.
Man, I know. It's been the last week. In the last week and a half, I talked to my wife. I'm like, I've become a dad. Like, I'm my dad, and I hate it. Do you have any idea why this happened? Because it snuck up on me a week and a half ago.
I don't know.
Is it an age thing?
Could be an age thing. Could be...
Man, like, you guys...
It could be an age thing, could be just the fact that, you know, a bunch of students are coming in here and you're like, oh, I gotta be their leader. So
that's a nice way to put it. And then yesterday, so this is Ryan here. You can't see it. You get the frame here. It's cutting off your face. Sorry. So this is Ryan. See, I'm being a dad right now. Gosh.
I'm trying my hardest. My arm's only so long.
Because of one of the comments on our YouTube channel, we now have named him the FNG. And even Kenny Loggins back here calls him FNG. Kenny, they can't see you. Come around.
Yeah,
so anyway,
stick your head out.
This is FNG, and it's great. And sometimes I'll call him by his name, but like I don't want to be disrespectful to you by always calling you the FNG. I told you one day I'll tell you your real name. So the other day we're at the shop and we're like, let's all have a discussion. Let's figure out where we're going and plan and how we want to prioritize. And so I had to yell to the other side of the building, and I go, "Hey, Ryan." Yeah, Ryan. Yes, could you come in here, please? And it was my tone.
Yeah.
I sounded exactly like parents, like, we're going to have a family talk, kids. That your mother and I have been talking, and we need to get a cooler race car. Like, that's kind of how it goes, but I don't know.
I wish my family talks were like that. We're just like, oh, we want a cooler race car. No, it was like, we need to fix a dishwasher.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Look at our trailer. We got to fix that.
Yeah.
And then I had to have a discussion with people. I'm like, you must represent yourself well. No side joke. I had to tell you guys to dress like respectfully today. Yeah. Not that you don't, but gosh darn it, I'm a dad. All right, internet, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Whatever, I'm a dad. We're going. Genius Garage is going to get a cool car. It's going to be meaningful. This totally isn't staged a little. Morgan +4 drop head coupe. And there's a very nice gentleman lurking in the back.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Do you want to be in here, Dan? Well, this is Kevin, and he is the one that thought to have their family donate this unbelievable car to Genius Garage to inspire, to teach, to cultivate a love for history and craftsmanship for future generations. I can't thank you enough.
I just can't. I'm so excited to see what's in store for it. There's going to be some amazing things happening in the future.
Yeah, it's a legacy. I mean, there's a massive history here, and there's a huge connection to your family and what your family loves and values, and that's what I want to talk about. What was the mindset? What's the story here?
I think it is so incredibly important just to highlight these, the vintage cars like these as much as possible, to create as much excitement and drive more people towards this passion, because I think it's latent and sitting in so many people, and they may not necessarily realize it with overexposure to so many other different things. And I suppose you could say you've seen it too, but a general trend away from some of the more mechanical things in life, especially with younger people.
Oh, indeed. And you know, with Morgan, the Morgan Car Company in Malvern, England, is the only car company in the world, I think, that is still owned by the original family. It never was sold out. So the history and the legacy and the craftsmanship of building that for so long, even though this car was from the mid-20th century, the mid-1960s, it still represents the way that those cars were fabricated all the way back to the early part of the 1900s. And by the way, the biggest misconception about Morgans is people think they have a wooden chassis. That's not true. That has a wooden body frame that supports the aluminum or steel panels. It has an actual steel chassis. I just had to say that as a car guy. But it was, if I may say, it was your grandfather that loved to hunt. He loved restoring or having vintage cars restored, and this was his.
Yes, sir.
In the past.
Yes, sir. This was a project that he started sight unseen, and unfortunately, he was not able to see it in person after it had been completed. And after a little bit of sitting, I think where it's the ultimate, Genius Garage, its ultimate destination is going to be the perfect home for it.
Well, indeed, and you know, for me in leading Genius Garage and founding it, it was to use all the unbelievable craftsmanship and lessons and stories that went into vintage cars. And obviously race cars is a huge amount of engineering and teamwork in building that. But more so now as we go, a car like this that was built in the older ways of craftsmanship can teach that lesson and inspire it for years to come. So at Genius Garage, the plan is for it to live with Genius Garage and the students maintain it and drive it and appreciate it the way it should be. Because that's the best way to cultivate. It helps their careers, it helps create the love and the inspiration to carry that forward in the future.
And grants more exposure to the rest of the world to see it through, thanks to videos like this.
Right, and then we get to make videos about it and actually make it relevant. So I appreciate that, and I hope that had your grandfather still been around to see this and see where it goes, I hope that means something, not only to his memory and love, but with your family getting to see it too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, everyone involved is just thrilled.
Well, good. Well, good. And so this is Dan. This is one of our students this year, and he came up to me, what was it, a week or two ago in the parking lot, and you guys heard this might be happening, and comes up to me and goes, so if the Morgan happens, can I work on it? Like, you were excited about it.
Yeah, quite excited.
So why are you, how old are you right now?
21.
And you've worked on vintage motorcycles a bit and scooters and things like this.
Yeah.
Why do you, have you ever driven a Morgan or really seen one much?
No. Not at all.
So why were you excited about something like this?
So I've always been one to appreciate like old school engineering. I like kind of old fashioned motorcycles. I have a few 1960s Hondas. Have a Honda CB500, which was one of the first like early kind of 4-cylinder kind of sport bikes.
Early 70s, late 60s?
Yeah, so that's like old school engineering innovations.
Yes.
And this is really kind of like really representative of old school car building techniques. And it's just a super interesting car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, well, I appreciate that you appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
I think that matters for all the older people out there that think young people don't care. It's not true. You just have to give them an opportunity to experience it. And that's the way you make it matter. You can't just show them pictures or videos. And that's why I'm excited that you and your family think enough of Genius Garage and what we're doing to let that legacy continue, and that this gets to live forever doing inspiring and being fun and giving you guys opportunities to care. And your career path in the future is, where do you want to go?
Well, I do want to go into automotive engineering.
Yes.
But I think it's always good to have kind of an understanding of where things have come from.
Exactly. And as somewhat obscure and eccentric Morgan Car Company is to this day, they're actually pretty neat as a car company because they've done things that are somewhat ecological or future.
Right.
They've done some like electric car prototypes, and they think of like sustainable building practices, and they keep their legacy and heritage of England and the coach building alive. So I think it's really cool that a Morgan like this can connect with a family and their love, and Genius Garage in the future for young engineers that are going to be doing things in the future. Like in your future career, what are some of the things you wish you could do, like, or would love to do?
Sure. So I would love to start kind of reproducing parts for every generation's kind of hero cars.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of love do you have when you think of, if I could do something for the future in engineering, what would it be? Or like the general populace?
Sure. So I would like to be able to kind of show new generations older engineering techniques and kind of how far we've come, I guess, kind of from them, and kind of show maybe why the new methods aren't always better.
Right. Just because you can 3D print something doesn't mean the materials are great, or it doesn't mean it's cost effective.
Yeah.
So maybe, and that's the reason why I wanted to get an English wheel and show you guys hammer beating and stuff, because if you're prototyping something, you might find a way that's better or cheaper or faster than what you're just learning right now in modern schools.
Exactly. And like this has a wood frame like holding up the bodywork, but wood isn't used in hardly anything anymore.
No, but
for engineering purposes. But
it has value. Yeah. So even if, like this Morgan, right, we may not build a car just like it again, maybe some of the techniques or the ways of old doing it will give the opportunity for young engineers to inspire and learn about something that school wasn't teaching, but is going to be totally relevant to tomorrow. Yeah. And I don't mean that as happenstance maybe. I've done things like that. So anyway, thank you. It's a beautiful car. I love that your family cares and have thought about it enough. I know you guys had conversations about it.
A few here and there, yeah. It just took a little bit of me explaining to them what the program looked like, and just one of the things that I had said to them, I'm only 23 myself, but if I were 16 or 17 and I had known about the program, I would have, I feel my life would be on a totally different path, and I just recognize the importance of that for, like I said, those with that latent passion in them, and I just think it's so important.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough. Thank you for being on the video as well.
More than welcome.
And I look forward to be a custodian of the legacy, both of the Morgan Motor Company, your family, your grandfather, and help that, and so it can teach and inspire people like this guy here and many others to come. So thank you, sir.
I can't wait to follow the journey.
Hope you guys enjoy this. We got to hit the road, get this back safely, smartly, at home at Genius Garage. All right, you guys, I got to hit the road. We just don't run over the camera.
I'll move.
You're the camera guy, so you don't have to work as hard. You're expendable. There's a gate closed there.
Yeah, I was going to go. No, I was going to go close
left.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
I seem to be doing okay now.
Yeah, we're good. Dan, have you ever gotten to do SU carburetor?
No, I have not.
Well, Joe can call it track wrenching, but it's only a 3 main bearing.
You like it?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, that's how you inspire. This one's pretty good.
On the Yep. Go a little left. Just a little left.
It is a thick piece of stamped steel, but I'd rather go on the tube than.
Well, would you rather go around right here?
Okay, Dan, if you would be so kind, just slide me the other one.
All right.
Thank you.
How many students do you typically have involved at any one time?
Well, it depends a little bit, but when we first started off, I was working with more local university students that would connect. But as we got exposure, it was from all over. So for instance, you're from Florida.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
actually from Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I got a waiting list from like all around the world.
Wow.
So,
Wow. That's neat.
you know, you find the guys that have a spark and the
Yeah.
ones that this will be a deciding factor for the career. That's
Yeah,
kind of the
yeah,
best way to
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
But regarding the time frame, typically, and since we were growing, it was mostly just me putting my time and money and stuff in.
Yeah.
A team would be like 8 people.
Yeah.
Because you want a small enough number that they all get a lot out of it, but not so big that it dilutes it.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to become a club thing. Like it's
Right.
team, you really put in effort and all that. So when we got bigger, that it was still local, but it was, you know, the team of the racing thing was like 8 people, and then the aviation was like a half a dozen since that was new, and I was mentoring some design students on the side there too.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of years, last year I changed. I knew that if Genius Garage was going to become something big, I had to concentrate on media. I had to concentrate on being a voice because you just couldn't get a voice otherwise. Yeah, that's a Morgan.
That's, yeah.
Road trip. 6 o'clock. I think we can find this. Oh crap! It's not. Restaurants aren't open.
Unless they have a patio.
All right, guys, we're on the road and on our way back to Genius Garage to get the Morgan safely unloaded. You guys, how do you feel about this? Are you excited?
It's a really cool looking
Hey, you can't
car.
see Kenny Loggins. He's got a seatbelt on.
It's a really cool car. It looks beautiful, and I hope it'll drive as beautifully as it looks.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a neat car because it's like a really refined pre-war design.
Right.
You know, so you get the experience of all that like craftsmanship and hand coach builtness of the pre-war times.
Yeah.
But it's still more of a sports car from the 60s.
Exactly.
In that way.
Yep. Okay.
And being the drop head coupe and more luxurious, first of all, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The interior is beautiful. And we were starting to look at the engine. You're looking forward to going over that and making it right. But
for sure.
it's really something. I mean, I'm touched, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm really excited about it. I was impressed with the restoration. Like, it smells like a new car inside of it.
Oh yeah, the leather still smells nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
awesome.
does. It does. It hasn't driven in years though,
Yeah.
so we'll see. It'll come back. It should be happy.
I mean, the brakes still work. They aren't seized up. That's nice.
Yeah, no, and it's got the finned aluminum drums in the back.
Yes.
With this in the front. That's pretty neat for the time. So it's an English car. We need to name it. Maybe everybody out there's got a good idea. It needs an English name. A sophisticated and beautiful English woman.
Posh.
Ooh, posh.
Posh name.
Ooh, yes. What should we name it?
I don't know. I think we should leave it to the YouTube comments because they have a lot more creativity.
I said
than-
Elizabeth, but that's way too.
It's
That's
too
not
stereotypical.
No. And then you said Poppy?
Yeah.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Poppy's kind of, yeah, it could be.
But if YouTube has ideas, we are open to them.
Yes.
Ooh, Emma, like Emma Peel. No, that sounds like it.
Emma like Emma Watson.
Oh, was she the redhead from Doctor Who?
She is the girl from Harry Potter.
Oh, that
Yeah,
girl. She
yeah.
wasn't. Oh, she was English.
Yeah.
Emma. Maybe. What do you guys think? An English lady name that's attractive. All right, you guys got anything else?
I don't know.
For these jokers out there on the YouTube? Oh God, I sound like a dad again. I said
You said the YouTube.
Hey kids, you want to go to the Facebook and say hi to your Aunt Sally?
After we fix the Wi-Fi for you, Casey.
Shut up, the Wi-Fi works fine.
I would beg to differ on that.
What? Wait, what?
I was giving me
You're
trouble
saying
the
I
other day.
screwed up?
No. Not saying you screwed up. I'm saying it was giving me troubles the other day. But
Oh no, that was my computer.
Oh.
My wife fixed it for me. Okay, we got nothing intelligent to say. You guys, thanks for watching. We're so excited at Genius Garage. I hope you guys are excited about everything going on, and I hope y'all are looking forward to seeing what comes of this Morgan and all of us working on it for fun and learning about it and driving it and doing cool British car stuff. Yes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Plus, he kind of looks like one of the Moody Blues. Not the Blues Brothers, the Moody Blues. Okay? There's a difference. We already had this conversation. See you guys next time.
Hope you enjoyed today's video, and naturally that you will subscribe, but please click that bell so I can continue to bring you wholesome and entertaining automotive content. Also, a huge thanks to Avalon King Ceramic Coating. They're supporting this channel and making this all possible. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to using it on all of my vehicles, including my old dirt bike. Ceramic coating bonds directly to the surface of your paint, trim, and plastics to give a long-lasting shine that beats all waxes. It lasts for years and it's easy to maintain. I've got it on my Viper right now, and my car has never looked this good. So give them a try. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to see you next time.